What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video I'm going to be taking a look at the Gemini Jets April 2023 releases. Now, this release completely caught me off guard. I was not expecting them to announce it this early because we did have a combined February-March set last month, and it is only Tuesday, March 14th, same day that the March Madness tournament begins. Well, not technically the official start of it because it's just the first 4 games that are happening tonight. So by the time this goes out, I think the first one will have already gotten underway, but that's not really relevant to the point of this video. But let's go ahead and take a look at the 1 to 200 releases. We have only 3 this month, so we're looking at a very small month this month. First release that we have is a Lufthansa Airbus A320neo with the Lufthansa livery. So the special livery that I think they did last month in 400 scale, if I'm not mistaken. Second release that we have, again, the cuts are going to be a problem for me because for some reason the Gemini Jets website doesn't load photos right away. There is an Avelo 730-7800, a 1 to 200 release for Avelo, so our first ever in that scale. Hopefully this release will be better than the 400 scale because there's been a lot of criticism with that. And I think this last release, I already know what this one is. Yep, this has been announced already, so this is why you see a production photo. This is the Antonov AN-225 in 1 to 200 scale. This was originally announced on February 25th, given the official announcement and with all the production photos, posted. So this model looks really good. The only downside is the price, which I guess is a given because of how large this model is. It is over $200. In fact, if I take a look at the MSRP on the Gemini Jets website, a total of $262.95. So if you've got deep pockets, you may want to take up on this, but I don't know. Got ourselves a military release to take a look at for 1 to 400 scale, and then we have a smaller 1 to 400 set, which is understandable. I can definitely accept that. As long as we get some good releases to talk about, that's what I'm looking for. And then we have a U.S. Air Force KC-135 Stratotanker from, I think that says Pennsylvania. So maybe something like Pittsburgh, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. It just says Pennsylvania Air National Guard. I'm not sure where they're based out of off the top of my head. And here we go. Let's take a look at the 1 to 400 releases for this month. We have 2 releases. Very small month. Etihad A350-1000 is our first release that we have here. They just started flying these to the U.S. not long ago. I think it was last summer, actually. I did hear about them first. And then our second release, our last one to take a look at, is a Condor Airbus A330-900neo. Okay, so that is everything that we have for this month. Not a lot to talk about here because we only have a total of 6 releases. So 3 1 to 200 and 3 1 to 400. So kind of odd that they would do such a small set. I knew it was going to be smaller because of only 3 1 to 200 releases, but the fact that we only see 2 in 1 to 400, excluding the Gemini Max, is really interesting. So not sure what made them do this small of a release set, but maybe because the combined February-March set was quite large. It was actually a total of, I think, 21 or 22 models across both scales. And then here, obviously, we have just the 6 across both scales, which is less than the 1 to 400 release set and is equal to the 1 to 200 set from last month. So yeah, not a lot for me to talk about in this release set, since we only have that many releases. Avelo is nice to see in 200 scale. I hope that will please those collectors, and hopefully that release will be better than the 400 scale. Antonov AN-225, which is kind of a given at this point, looks really good, and if I did have $250+ to spend, I would get that, and, well, I mean, I would have the space also. I would need the space to get it, but I don't have that space either, so unfortunately, I won't be able to get this one, but hopefully, for those that do get it, you will be very pleased with that release. Now, Pennsylvania, KC-135, typical Gemini Max release. Not saying it's bad by any means, but that's just kind of the norm for Gemini Max. Hopefully that release turns out good. And then our last 2, the Etihad and Condor in 400 scale. So going to be a very quiet month. Not a lot to talk about, like I said, but I did kind of stretch it out a bit just so I have an actually decent video for you guys to watch. But yeah, not much else for me to hit on, so I'm going to go ahead and call this here. So with that being said, that is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.